Call the meeting of January 6, 2025 to order at 6 p.m.
Mayor, if we can pause for just a minute to figure out the audio issue.
That would be too easy.
You can use mine.
Thank you. Always something. Okay. So today we have invocation by David Burns, New Self Ministry.
Mayor, could you please repeat the time that you started open the meeting?
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Could you please
Okay.
repeat the time that you opened the meeting? I don't think we got that on the audio.
Okay. I call the meeting of January 6, 2025 to order at 6 p.m. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, now we call for an invocation from David Barnes of New Self Ministries.
Thank you, Mayor. If you bow your heads. Father, thank you for this city. Thank you for these people. God, we are excited to come into a new year, and would you bring blessing upon the city of Sumner and surrounding areas. Father, we pray for our neighbors. We pray for the civil servants. We pray for all the police, firemen. Pray for safety. Pray for everybody in this community who loves it so much. God, you are good, and we just look forward to such a wonderful year. So God, bless this meeting, bless this time, and bless these people. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, will the clerk please call the roll?
Potato,
Here.
Bowman,
Here.
Clairgett,
Here.
Cole,
Here.
Elfers,
Here.
Hannah,
Here.
Rinky.
Here.
All here and accounted for. Will the clerk please read the consent agenda?
Item number 1, approval of the minutes from December 9th, 2024 special council meeting and study session. Item number 2, approval of the checks and electronic payments in the amount of $2,183,920.75.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Cole, would you please make a motion to adopt the consent agenda?
Yes, I move to adopt the consent agenda of January 6, 2025.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Councilmember Bowman. It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. Would any council member like to remove an item? Seeing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No, passes unanimous. Okay. We have no public hearing tonight. We'll move on to regular business, unfinished business, ordinance number 2906, 2024 Comprehensive Plan, Volume 1, Draft Environmental Impact Statement, Volume 2, Transportation Plan, and Capital Facilities Plan. Councilmember Elfers, would you like to make a motion?
Yeah, I'd move to adopt ordinance number 2906, 2024 Comp Plan, Volume 1, Draft Environmental Impact Statement, Volume 2, Transportation Plan, and Capital Facilities Plan.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Councilmember Kenna. All right. I call on Economic and Community Development Director Ryan Windish. And I will say that this item had a public hearing on December 2nd, so we'll not be taking any comments from the public on this one. So, thank you.
Thank
Go
you,
ahead.
Mayor Hayden, members of the City Council. I'm Ryan Windish, and tonight's kind of a big night. We've spent 2 years working on a 10-year update to the city's comprehensive plan, and tonight would hopefully be final action on 4 ordinances that will adopt various aspects of that update. As the mayor mentioned, the council held a public hearing after numerous study sessions throughout the fall, summer, and fall. Held a public hearing on December 2nd, and then reviewed comments on December 9th. And the items that are being presented, as I mentioned, will be coming to you on 4 separate ordinances. And the first ordinance is ordinance number 2906, and as already stated, would adopt the comprehensive plan, the environmental impact statement, transportation plan, and capital facilities plan. And once council approves it, then it would be sent off to the state. We record it with the state within 10 days, the Department of Commerce. And after the ordinance becomes valid after 5 days, then it would be subject to a 60-day appeal period. See if any appeals come in on the action. So at this point in time, staff's recommendation is to approve ordinance 2906, and then we have 3 more.
All right. Any comments from the council? No? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Vitato,
Yes.
Kenna,
Yes.
Clarigat,
Yes.
Bowman,
Yes.
Cole,
Yes.
Ranky,
Yes.
Alfers.
Yes.
Passed unanimously, 7-0.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Ordinance number 2907, zoning code text amendments on housing and land use regulations. Mr. Windish.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance number 2907 adopts.
We need a motion before you begin your presentation. Sorry about that.
Okay. Councilmember Kenna, would you like to make a motion?
Sure. I would like to make a motion to adopt ordinance number 2907, zoning code text amendments on housing and land use regulations.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Seconded by Councilmember Clerget. All right. There we go, Ryan.
All right, thank you. Motion in a second. What's going on? All right, I'm ready to go. So ordinance 2907, it would adopt regulations revising housing requirements and land use regulations as it relates to the 2024 comprehensive plan update, including housing types, densities, accessory dwelling unit allowances, and numerous other allowances that really focus on the opportunity for affordable housing in Sumner. Again, hearing was December 2nd, and staff's recommendation is to approve.
All right. Okay, so this item already had a public hearing on December 2nd also, so we'll not be taking any comments from the public. Are there any comments from council on this? No?
Nope.
Okay. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Kenna,
Yes.
Alfers,
Yes.
Clarigat,
Yes.
Ranky,
Yes.
Bowman,
Yes.
Vitato,
Yes.
Cole,
Yes.
passed 7-0.
Thank you. Passes unanimous. One more time, Mr. Windish. We are moving to ordinance number 2908, zoning code text amendments on historic and cultural preservation regulations. Councilmember Bowman, would you like to make a motion?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to adopt ordinance number 2908, zoning code text amendments on historic and cultural preservation regulations.
Thank you. Call on Economic and Community Development
We need
Director.
a second, Mayor.
Ryan Windisch. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All right, Andy. Thank you.
Councilmember Elfers made the second.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Windisch?
Thank you, Mayor. So ordinance number 2908 would adopt regulations as it relates to historic and cultural resources, and also as a part of the 2024 Comprehensive Plan update. The changes include new regulations that apply only to the town center plan area. It applies to our historic central business district and the town center plan in general. It includes a requirement that the Department of Archaeology, Historic Preservation, the State Department, provide recommendations on certain requirements related to historic buildings, required consultation for buildings that are over 45 years old and require SEPA. And so that's one of the key regulations that was changed in there. Currently, the city does not have a historic preservation requirements. The preservation is optional. And with that, staff's recommendation is to approve. As we've already mentioned maybe a couple times, a public hearing on this ordinance as well was held December 2nd, and study sessions previous to that.
Thank you. Do we have any comments on this from the council? No comments? No comments? All right. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Potato,
Yes.
Ranky,
Yes.
Bowman,
Yes.
Kenna,
Yes.
Clarigat,
Yes.
Elfers,
Yes.
Cole.
Yes.
Thank you. Passes
Passed
unanimously.
unanimously.
All right, moving on to ordinance number 2909, Critical Areas Regulation Amendments. Councilmember Ranky, would you like to make a motion?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to adopt ordinance number 2909, Critical Areas Regulations Amendments.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Councilmember Bowman. And I am going to call on Economic and Community Development Director Ryan Windisch.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the City Council. So ordinance number 2909 will update the critical areas regulations as part of the 2024 Comprehensive Plan update. We were required by state law to do what's called the Best Available Science Review, which was completed. Some of the key changes that were proposed include buffer width adjustments and increases along some stream buffers in the community, updated definitions, and other updates in order to be current with state law. And as mentioned before, we had the City Council held a public hearing December 2nd, and also a study session on this item particularly. And staff's recommendation is to approve.
All right, thank you. So we won't be taking comments from the public on this one either. So are there any comments from the council? No? We have no comments from the council. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Bowman,
Yes.
Cole,
Yes.
Potato,
Yes.
Elfers,
Yes.
Kenna,
Yes.
Clarigat,
Yes.
Ranky,
Yes.
passed 7-0.
All right, passes unanimous. All right, moving down to ordinance number 2915, Sumner Library Development Agreement. Councilmember Botetto, would you like to make a motion?
I make a motion to approve ordinance number 2915, authorizing a development agreement between the city and the Pierce County Library System.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Nope.
Second on Councilmember Kenna. And I will call on City Attorney Andrea Marquez.
Thank you,
Already
Mayor.
there.
Good evening, Council. Before you tonight is Ordinance 2915. It's a development agreement between the city and the Pierce County Library District. So the Pierce County Library is in the process of designing and constructing its new Sumner Library branch, moving from its current location on Friar Avenue. In 2023, the library successfully passed a bond measure to fund this development project. Development agreements are permitted by state law and are a useful tool for large-scale public projects like this one. They provide certainty to the library district. They vest the project to the local land use regulations in place at the time of the DA, and they can vest a project to the current fee schedules that are in place at the time of the DA. So it provides certainty around the costs of the project. They also benefit the public by allowing the city an opportunity to negotiate certain development guidelines and parameters. The specific DA before you this evening will vest the library to the current version of the land use regs and the 2024 impact fee schedules, which is significant because, as you all know, you approved a fee schedule that will escalate in 25. In addition, the DA requires certain parking, screening, and safety requirements that were requested by the city, in addition to the construction of an exclusive space within the building to communicate historical information about Sumner's history. That exclusive space is required for a period of no less than 50 years. The proposed term on the DA is for 5 years, with an option to renew for an additional 5-year period. Happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? No? Any questions? All right. I think you're off the hook. All right. This is another one that has had a public hearing on December 2nd, so we will not be taking comments from the public. So will the clerk please call the roll?
Cole?
Yes.
Clairgut?
Yes.
Hannah?
Yes.
Potato?
Yes.
Ranky?
Yes.
Elfers?
Yes.
Bowman?
Yes.
Passed unanimously, 7-0.
All right. Okay, moving on. Public comment. Michelle, will you please read the rules for public comment?
The public comment period is your opportunity to speak to the mayor and the council on issues that are not on the agenda. When the clerk calls your name, please step up. Excuse me. Step up to the podium, making sure the microphone is on, green button, and you will have 3 minutes. As a reminder, this portion of the meeting is the council's opportunity to hear from the community and not a time to engage in debate. The council will not be answering questions, and you may be directed to a staff member. And we do have 5 people who have signed up for a public comment tonight, Mayor. The first one being Tina Burnett, 22-8 Sumner Avenue.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. First off, I want to thank the city's council members, staff. I did. I know, but it was. Thank you. Is it on? Yes. Okay. I want to thank the staff, the city council members, everybody who put so much work into the comprehensive plan. It's an enormous document full of lots of tiny issues, and it's an amazing job you did. But I, of course, want to talk about the Ryan House. You've heard the benefits of Save Ryan House, the arguments for saving the Ryan House from our group for 15 months. There's nothing new I can probably tell you. What often gets lost in these discussions, and misunderstood perhaps because of how we've framed the issue, is that we're not trying to save the Sumner Historical Museum. That can be housed anywhere. It would be nice to put it in the house, or at least some exhibits, but that's not our intent. I mean, we're trying to save the Ryan House and the small town character of the whole downtown area. The Ryan House is itself a historic exhibit. It deserves the care, preservation, and attention that any museum artifact deserves. It has so much history attached to it, and it would be a big loss. It's the anchor of Sumner's historical downtown. The house has been a witness to nearly all of Sumner's history. If you tear down the house, you might as well take down the signs that point to Sumner's historic downtown. Save Ryan House, our group, has talked about reimagining the Ryan House. what we reimagine as a future is very similar to what the city wanted before you decided not to pursue that plan. Let us carry on the dream. We can help you move forward. We're new to fundraising when this started, but we've since gained a significant amount of steam. We have a donor who wishes to remain anonymous at this time, willing to put up $500,000 to jumpstart a community match program. This is just the beginning. We need more, and we're confident that the greater community will chip in to save the house if they know the city is willing to do it. That's been our biggest obstacle to fundraising is the city's going to tear it down. Why should I give you any money? If we work quickly, we can use the grant money that's already there. We can use the $300,000 you've budgeted to get initial work started on the roof and the support beams. Use that, get the grant money that applies to, our match to the grant. We'll get money for that, get that grant money, and use the $300,000 from the grant to continue on. These are things, this is just one idea. It's one plan. What we need is like a special subcommittee of the parks or something to get staff, citizens together, hashing out a plan to save the house. We've offered, all sorts of plans to the city, and we just hope that somehow you will help us, and we'll help you move forward to save this very important historic artifact in our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
The next person is Randall Adams, 15013 63rd Street Court East.
Happy New Year to all of you. I hope that you received the email I sent earlier today. I wish I could have gotten it to you a few days ago so that you could have gone through it in more depth. But I want to answer a number of questions where my name was invoked on the 9th of last month, and maybe I can get some clarity for you on those status or on those options. There are items. During that session, City Attorney Marquez stated, what state law says under the Growth Management Act that all budgetary decisions have to be consistent with your comp plan. So the judge determined that the city had not been consistent, invalidated the demolition permit, instructed the city to go back through the comprehensive plan update process, receive input from the public, and amend those provisions that were inconsistent with demolition before moving forward. What he said is that you didn't do it correctly. It says it was the law, and you didn't follow the law. And that's what I've been saying to you. Now, since the comp plan stated that the city was renovating the Ryan House, to make any financial decisions otherwise was not to comply with the law. Therefore, yes, the city acted illegally, starting with Resolution 1663, which went over 4 financial options for the council to choose from, and you chose option number 4, $100,000. That's a financial decision. And so what the judge said, you can't have any financial decisions that went against the comp plan. That is going against the comp plan. I know the city attorney and I disagree on that, but that's how I read that. On page 628 of your comp plan, because it was brought up by Councilman Bowman, all costs and budgetary decisions are made by the city council, not just in regards to the Ryan House. Everything that you did tonight, that's on you. All decisions are the city council's. You own those. As far as the city hall, and me referring to your new structure as the new city hall, on page 1462, it refers to general government expansion of city hall, senior, or library. On 1463, it says city hall houses and offices for the administration, finance, community development services, city attorney, human resources, and public departments. So I guess you're telling me none of those people are going to be in that building for it not to be considered a city hall. because the plan that you just adopted states that this is what the city hall houses these entities, these people that work for us. And yes, that's a blonde hair, but nonetheless, it's just the fact that you haven't been upfront with people about the whole intent of what you're doing over
Sir,
there.
your time is up. Thank you.
Yes.
The next person is Nick Bierman, 5802 Parker Road East.
I've got this. Okay, it's on, right? Okay. All right, so Nick Bierman, 5802 Parker Road East. Everyone knows where I live by now. So Mayor and council members, as you move forward in the new year, considering the future of Sumner, the Ryan House, the downtown, and the city as a whole, I urge you to keep our history in the forefront of your minds. Please look to the Save Ryan House group as a partner in historic preservation efforts going forward. In regards to the Ryan House in particular, we recognize there is a large financial cost of the work needed to save the Ryan House. We are not asking the city to undertake this project on its own or to fund the entire cost of the project on its own. Our group seeks to be a partner in this effort. We have received a generous offer, generous donation to help fund the project, and we're working to secure other donors that could help match or even exceed the amount that's been offered. We're also proposing ideas on how the city can work with nonprofits like our group and help find a solution that works for all of us. We ask you to please continue to work with us, meet with us, and listen to us. Please encourage, not discourage, businesses and community partners in town to participate in the effort and work with us. Let's rally around and get behind this effort and work together as a community instead of creating rancor and division among the community. Please don't give up on the Ryan House. We sure aren't. And then on a different note, Jerry Yoder is here. We've submitted a request with Jerry's family and with Jan Breen and her family about the park benches that used to be in Heritage Park. We'd like a follow-up on what the status of those benches are. We know that some benches exist and that they're in city storage somewhere, but we haven't been able to ascertain the status of those benches, the condition, and the names that are on those. And we'd like to continue to work together with the city so that we can either reunite the benches with the families, or if there's benches that the city would like to get rid of, let's talk with Jerry about getting those a new home. So that's my comment. Thank you.
Donna Hartke, 1620 Maine.
Hello. Donna Hartke. I'm a charter member of the Sumner Arts Commission. Some 25 years I've belonged to this committee, and have had a great time working with people, working with the city, and the projects that we've developed. We did the Rainier View Park Plaza, the entrance sign to Sumner. We had the refurbished the old sign in Sumner over by Windmill. We've worked on the Daffodil Float, Sumner Fine Arts Festival. Holiday decorating was one of my committee members, and I'm so grateful that downtown merchants have taken over the program, and the city supported them with putting the new lights and wreaths up. It's just beautiful this year. Music Off Main, Riding in the Valley. We've just, it's been a great opportunity to make this city a better place, or a town. I always refer to it as a town. I did propose 4 years ago that we do a wrap of our utility boxes in Sumner. And when we did propose this, the city of Tacoma had all their materials that they had worked through the process and everything. And we got copies of that, and that was submitted to the city to use as a guideline. Well, we now have, after 4 years, 2 boxes done and one that we're still waiting on Wood in Main Street. That whole process was very disheartening to work through as a volunteer, because we gave our time and our, lots of energy towards it. And when we did decide on artists as a subcommittee for this project, and we picked the artwork, we had to be under the scrutiny of the DEI committee to assess the artists that we were picking, and they decided where the artwork was going to go. We knew what boxes were available, and we had suggestions, but that and the Music Off Main project too. I've been on that committee for years, and the last few years we've had our music that we've selected for and chose the concerts was under the scrutiny of the DEI committee, which I understand are paid members of the staff that are on the committee, and they're doing the work, they're getting paid, they're overseeing what we're doing, and it's like, why are we even a committee that's we become obsolete, I believe. And I don't know that this is the plan for the Arts Commission, the Cultural Arts Commission or not, but it certainly feels like that. And so I'm going to resign my position. I've really enjoyed it. I just think it was a wonderful opportunity, and I love this community. I love living here, working here, and I want to see it continue to grow and be beautiful. And I will do whatever I can to do that, but I can't do it under these circumstances. Thank you.
And the last person is Jerry Yoder, 910 Traffic Avenue.
Okay, I can just talk. Yeah, Jerry Yoder, 910 Traffic Avenue. How many people on the council have electric cars? Come on, raise your hand. I don't. I probably never will. But anyway, I'm not trying to be smart. But here several months ago when I found out all our charging stations were inoperative, cables all cut off, and I thought, geez, that's not like being Sumner. So now I go by, they're all hooked up, ready to go, and I see them getting used, and it puts a smile on my face that's what they're there for, and they're trying to save the country. Today, I viewed them all before I came here, and the ones by Heritage Bank, there's 4 of them there. Yeah, there is. And the sad thing, I pull in there, and there's 3 cars parked in the charging station. Oh, that's good. But they weren't electric cars. They were gas cars that were using up the parking for the electric cars. And right there's a sign, electric car parking only. So maybe, Chief, you might designate one of your new officers to cruise by there. We can make a little money handing out tickets at the charging station. But it's sad. I mean, we can't park in handicap parking. You feel guilty. You should feel guilty parking in electric car parking. The other thing I want to talk about is, again, the park benches. I talked to Barry Breen, which is Bob Green's son, today, and I said, have you heard anything from the council concerning the bench? And he hadn't heard anything. I said, well, I'm going to the council tonight. I'll ask and see. I said, if we can't find yours, if I can romance somebody in the council out of giving me one so I can have it, put his name and stuff on it, and put it in my museum at home, I'd love to do that. So if there's some way I can do it, I got my dad's plaque, thanks to Kathy guaranteeing me that I'd get it. And I thought, boy, she's really stepping, that's on a recording, and it's sitting right there underneath my Sunset Chevrolet neon sign. I mean, I'm proud of it. I'd love to have a bench. Thank you.
And that concludes the sign-ups for public comments.
Anybody else? All right. Anybody have any comments for them? All right. Thank you, everybody, for all your comments. Next item on the agenda is a new business, is election of a new deputy mayor. I call on City Administrator Jason Wilson.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Pursuant to your council rules, council must elect a deputy mayor at the first regular meeting every January. The deputy mayor is responsible for presiding over council meetings or performing other mayoral duties in the mayor's absence. So the election process is set forth in your rules, and I'll remind you of what that is. So the mayor is going to open the floor for nominations. They do not require a second. So she'll just ask, does anybody have anybody they want to nominate for deputy mayor? At the conclusion of nominations, the mayor shall request a motion and a second to close nominations. Once we have a motion and a second, you'll be asked to vote formally to close those nominations. After you take that vote, you'll then be asked, or the public will be given the opportunity to provide comment, and then you'll be asked to vote. And when you vote, the clerk will call your name, and you state the name of the person you are voting for. In the event of a tie, the mayor does cast the deciding vote. Any questions before I turn it over to the mayor for nominations? Okay.
All right. I will now entertain nominations for deputy mayor. Councilmember.
Hi. Yes, I would like to nominate Carla Bowman.
Carla. Any other nominations? Okay. Andy?
Can I make a motion to close the nominations?
Sure.
Well, I would like to make a motion anyways.
I move.
I move.
Do we have a second?
I second.
All right.
Mayor, who is the second?
Pat Cole. All right. So we have one nominated, and that would be Carla Bowman. So, are we
Mayor,
doing...
you need to take a vote to formally close nominations, so if the clerk can call the roll to close nominations.
Can the clerk please call the roll?
Elfers?
Yes.
Ranky?
Yes.
Cole?
Yes.
Bowman?
Yes.
Clariget?
Yes.
Potato?
Yes.
Kenna?
Yes.
Passes unanimous. Congratulations.
Mayor, you do have to ask for public comment.
Yeah, it's public comment next on the nominations.
Okay. Do we have any public comment on nominations? State your name and let her go.
Tina Burnett, 228 Sumner Avenue.
But my issue is, huh?
I turned it off for you. I don't know.
Oh, I thought you said you turned it on for
I
me.
did turn it off for you.
Anyway, congratulations. My issue is not with Carla or any of this. My issue is that when you voted on and selected a new council member, the public was not allowed to give comments until after you'd already voted and chosen who was going to sit in the seat, which I believe was absolutely wrong. I don't know if it was supposed to go that way, but that's the way it went. And Amanda Hendricks was very upset about that, too. So this is the way it's supposed to work. Public gives comment, then you have a vote. You don't have a vote and then say, okay, public, what's your comments? So I'm glad you went this way. I think Councilman Bowman will make a great deputy mayor, but this is the way the process should work, not the way it went last time.
Anybody else?
We actually voted on Carla yet.
No. Anybody else? Mr. Bierman?
Okay, it is on, right? Okay, I'll just offer two quick comments. First of all, I would like to thank Deputy Mayor Cole for the role that you've served over the past year. I think you did a fantastic job. Yeah, a round of applause. I think stepping in when the mayor wasn't here, I think Deputy Mayor Cole did a fantastic job running the meeting, and I was, I applaud you for that. And I think on the same note, I think the new deputy mayor, presuming the new deputy mayor, once the vote's taken, would make a great new deputy mayor and serve the same role. So thank you.
Anybody else? Mr. Adams. I know it.
Randall Adams, 15013 63rd Street, Cordes. I too wanted to thank Deputy Mayor Cole for her stepping in, especially in times when the mayor was not here, and doing a wonderful job. Yeah, I think that sometimes that goes overlooked. I want to make sure that you knew that. We noticed. And for Councilmember Bowman, we have high expectations for you, so go get them.
All right, everybody, are we okay, Jason?
All right, Mayor, the last part of this is you do need to officially take a vote. So as a reminder, the clerk will call roll, and when your name is called, please state the name of the person you want to vote for, and there is only one nominee, so I think it should be pretty straightforward, but go ahead.
Elfers,
I'm going to say Bowman.
Ranky,
Councilmember Bowman.
Cole,
I guess Bowman.
Bowman,
I guess it's Bowman.
Clarigat,
Councilmember Bowman.
Potato,
Councilmember Bowman.
Kenna,
Bowman.
All right.
Councilmember Bowman passed 7-0.
Congratulations, Councilmember Bowman. And I also do want to thank Pat Cole for stepping in my unfortunate missing of meetings. So I couldn't have done it without you. So thank you so much. All right. Reports. I am going to start with Councilmember Botetto.
I don't have much, but I just am looking forward to this new year, and congratulations to Carla. I'm sure you'll do a great job.
Councilmember Bowman.
Hopefully everybody had a nice holiday season and a nice new year. I think there's a lot of exciting things that are going to happen this year. Thank you to all of my peers up here for your vote of confidence, and Barb for nominating me. Thanks, Pat. I'm glad we had some good conversations, and you kind of have set my head straight, so I think we'll be in a good space, so thank you for what you did. And then thanks, Ryan, and your team, Director Ryan Windish. That was a lot of work that's been done over the last number of months to pull the plans together, so I would thank you and the team for doing that, and just say, full steam ahead. So thank you.
Councilmember Clergett.
Real quick, congratulations, Carla, and thank you, Pat, for your good work filling in.
Councilmember Cole.
And I just want to say that I had a fun time being deputy mayor last year. Looking forward to our fantastic new deputy mayor. And I think it's going to be a great year this year.
Councilmember Elfers.
I just want to echo that looking forward to the new year. I wanted to make a couple comments about the agenda tonight, and also just want to thank Donna for your time on the Arts Commission. I appreciate that. My comments kind of tie into what you were talking about. I think some of the comp plan and all that stuff, we voted on that. We didn't make a lot of comments, but we have talked a lot about that in the last year. And a lot of those decisions are really, I think they're similar to how you're feeling, Donna, is that there's some things that we're feeling like the regulations are coming at us very fast from state, mostly the state. And so I think those decisions that we're making to support these changes are often things that are mandated, not things that we are excited about. And so I think I echo that concern. I'm hoping that in 2025 we see some improvement, that we can have just kind of work through those things and try to cooperate with the state as much as possible, and to also push back on things that we think don't represent our community. And so we appreciate everyone's feedback. I think I think I represent everyone in saying that we want to represent the community, but sometimes we have a little bit of a heavy hand at this time. So, anyways, for 2025, thank you, Deputy Mayor Cole. Thank you for Carla Bowman for doing it this year, and look forward to a good year this year. Thanks.
Councilmember Kenna.
Yes, congratulations, Carla, Deputy Mayor, and thank you, Pat, as well, for your service, even though my time with you as Deputy Mayor was pretty limited. But you've always been a good friend and a good council member and Deputy Mayor. I also wanted to thank the city staff putting together that comp plan. I know from my other kind of walk of life professionally how much work goes into that. And it's enormous, as we can see from the agenda packet with all the materials that are in there on a weekly basis, pretty much. And thank you to the public and citizens of Sumner for engaging on it. I have worked on large planning efforts and tried so much to get engagement on my stuff, and it is hard work, and sometimes you don't hear much. So to know that we have folks that are engaged and active in this community and care deeply about what we've got going on here, I think is great. So that's all I've got.
Thank you. Councilmember Ranky.
Yes, I've got a few things. Just want to congratulate the high school football team for the parade. That was outstanding. Actually, a very enjoyable parade, I thought. And the get-together down at the stadium was really neat to see, and I think it was well-deserved of the football team. Just want to wish that everybody had a good Christmas and a good New Year, and I do want to thank Donna Hartke for all her service on the Arts Commission, but also to Maple Lawn. I don't know if everybody knows, she worked at Maple Lawn for a long time. My kids all went there. I want to say thank you to Pat Cole for her service and to Carmen Corella for coming in this next year. Looking forward to 2025. It was a lot of work this last year, especially for my first year with the comprehensive plan and the biennium budget. A lot of meetings, a lot of stuff. Hopefully that tapers out a little bit, but always willing to serve and go to meetings and do stuff for the city. And just wishing everybody a happy new year and looking forward to 2025. Thank you.
Thank you. City Administrator Jason Wilson.
Thank you, Mayor, again. Coming up at next week's study session, we have 3 items on the agenda. First is a discussion about battery energy storage systems. So this will be going through the next level of code revisions that Council will be considering for smaller battery energy storage systems. We'll be joined by Puget Sound Energy as well as East Pierce Fire and Rescue, who will be here to answer detailed questions that only they can answer from their subject matter expertise lens. We'll also be talking about the 2025 Comprehensive Plan Annual Amendments. Yes, we just passed 2024 today, but we do get to do this every 2 years. So we're moving into 2025. We'll be talking about the process to do map amendments as well as other amendments. And then we'll be talking about updating our park impact fees. At the regular council meeting on Tuesday, January 21st, it is Tuesday because the 20th is Martin Luther King Day. At that meeting, you'll consider a resolution setting a hearing date for the multifamily tax exemption area, a resolution accepting a grant from Pierce County lodging tax, a resolution accepting a grant for public defense services, a resolution regarding the City Hall Energy Audit Certificate of Assurance, and an ordinance adopting the updated park impact fees. With that, I'm happy to answer any questions the council may have.
Any questions?
Thank you.
Any questions? Thank you, Jason. All right. Donna, thank you very much for your service. We got another Arts Commissioner today. Sue Larson also sent in her resignment. So the city really embraces our commissioners. They do a lot of work, and I'm sorry you're leaving, but I hope you're going to do something fun. So with that, I am going to adjourn this meeting at 6:49.